Lovelies, Lauren here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. If you're here in England with me, you'll know that we've just gone back into a second lockdown, so I'm sending you all lots of love and I hope you're doing okay. The good news is that this YouTube channel has grown significantly and there's so many classes for you to do in your own time, and you can also now join me online and I'll be live streaming some classes from the comfort of my home to yours, and you can find me online Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. with various styles, and the details are all going to be below. And if you have any teenagers at home that feel that they could benefit from some yoga outside of the school stress, I will be running an online teen class at 5 o'clock on Tuesdays. But as I say, all the details will be below, and feel free to message me for any more information. I hope to see you online very soon. So I was thinking about what to film for today's class, and I was chatting to a few of you, and I know a lot of you have quite small spaces, and I was thinking back to my university days, and I know those dorm rooms can be really, really tiny, and you perhaps don't have the full length of your mat able to be on the floor. So I have a couple of options for you. If you can bring your mat to lie on the floor, great, but if you can't, the first part of this class can be done simply just lying down on your bed, and it works exactly the same. Later on in the class, you're going to need some wall space. So just a bare wall. You don't need too much space around you. It could even be the front of a wardrobe, but that will work just fine as well. Okay, but as always, if you are in a tight space, just make sure you're not going to be kicking anything over, knocking things over. Make sure you're practicing safely. Okay, it's enough rambling from me. Let's get straight into it. So either coming all the way down onto your backs on your mats on the ground, or hopping into bed and getting yourselves nice and cozy. Not too cozy though, let's not fall asleep just yet. Okay, so as you come down onto your backs, let's bring our knees in towards the chest here. You can hug the knees in nice and tight. And just take a moment to gently sway from side to side, hugging the knees in, giving yourselves a little warm hug here. You might even opt for a couple of knee circles here, should you wish. Maybe sending the knees in the same direction as one another, or maybe like me, or walking in the opposite direction. That's great to get a little opening in the hips there. Just letting the rest of your body be supported here. The back of the head is supported, the shoulders are soft. And see if your whole spine can kind of root down into your mats or into your duvet here. And if you're working with some knee circles, just change the direction here. Okay. And let's start to bring in a little slow and steady breath. And as you do this, just notice how your breath is feeling today. Beautiful. Take one more big breath in. One more big breath out. Let's bring the knees back in. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to work a little bit with Appanasana. So, marrying the movement to our breath. As we inhale, I want you to bring your palms and hands towards your knees and start to push the knees slightly away from you, creating space for the belly to rise as the lungs inflate. And as you exhale, squeeze and hug the knees tightly into the chest. So you're almost forcing all of that air back out. And we keep that going. Inhale, we send the knees away. Exhale, we squeeze and pull the knees back in. Beautiful. Couple more times. Inhale away. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. This time as we inhale, let's stretch our fingertips and toes up to the sky. So you might like to keep a little bend in the knees should you wish, no worries. Let's just bring a little bit of movement into our wrists and into our ankles. So taking care of these key joints. And we tend to ignore these joints quite a bit, even though they do a lot of the work during our day. If we're writing a lot or if we're walking a lot, it's always good to take care of our ankles and our wrists. So you might rotate them one way, maybe the other. Spreading the fingertips, spreading the toes. You might even act like you're writing your name in the sky, maybe. Okay, take a final breath here. And as you exhale, you're just going to pull your right knee in towards the chest and flexing that left ankle. So really kicking that left heel up to the sky. Take an inhale. As you exhale, see if you can keep that left leg nice and long as you gently float that leg down towards the ground. And you might hover it above the mat for a couple of moments. And then see if you can really dig that heel in towards the mat here. So as this happens, we don't want our lower spine to be lifting off too much. We want to keep the spine really nice and grounded here. Okay. And let's concentrate on our right leg now. So again, gently swaying the right knee from side to side, maybe drawing a couple of circles, opening it up into the hip space. Okay. And then drawing that right knee back in towards the chest. Bring your left hand to the outside of the right knee. And you're gently going to guide that right knee across the body over towards the left hand side. So you're going to make your way into a spinal twist. Careful though, if you are on a single bed here, just make sure you're not going to roll off your beds. So again, if you need a little bit more space for that right knee to come across, just gently pick up your hips, send them a little bit further over to the right. And then there's more space for that right knee to come to the left hand side. Beautiful. And really enjoy that spinal twist there. You can open the arms out to the side, maybe take a cactus shape. Beautiful. I always find my spine has a couple of cracks and pops here. Let's pause here for a few moments again, finding a slow and steady breath. Beautiful. Okay, one more breath here. Okay. And as we inhale, let's gently come all the way back through center. So we're going to hug the right knee back in towards the chest. Bring the hips back level so the body's in that nice long line. And then we're going to bring the left knee in to meet the right. So again, hugging both knees in. Changing over. So hug the left knee and kick that right heel up to the sky. And again, finding this nice long line through that right leg. Take a breath. As you exhale, keep kicking out through that right heel as you gently float it back down towards your bed or down towards your mat. It might hover for a moment and then gently resting it there, keeping that leg fairly active here. Let's concentrate on the left hip now, bringing back a couple of circles or a couple of sways side to side. And you might even have the eyes closed as you do this, so you're really tuning into your body, noticing how this feels for you. Taking a little bit of time out of your day for a little yoga practice. Okay, let's bring that left knee back up through center. And again, we're going to work our way into a spinal twist on the other side. So right hand to the outside edge of the left knee, and you're going to start to guide it over to the right. If you're like me and you're running out of space, again, we pick up the hips, send them over towards the left, and then there's more space on our right hand side to bring that left knee down. Okay, so allow that left hip to lift away from the mat here. Quite often we say to keep the left shoulder blade down as well, but if that has lifted off slightly, it's not a massive big deal. You might want to again scale the twist back down so you can feel that connection of your shoulder blades down into your beds or down into your mats. And again, you can open the arms out into a cactus shape there. A few more slow and steady breaths, enjoying this twist in the spine, this gentle wringing out of the body. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Okay, beautiful. Let's inhale, come back through center, left knee back in towards the chest. Bring the hips back underneath you. And then from here, right knee into the chest, also hugging both knees in. And then from here, we're going to make our way to standing. So if you're on your beds, you might simply roll over onto one side, bring the soles of the feet down towards the ground, and make your way up from there. If you are on the mat like me, similarly, we're just going to roll onto one side, use our hands to help push ourselves up. You might come through downward facing dog as you rise. So you might bring your hands down towards the mat, tucking the toes under, flying the hips to the sky just for a moment, only if you've got the space. And let's gently start to walk our feet all the way forwards towards our hands. Coming into a standing forward fold. And this might be where we all meet, so we might have that nice deep bend in the knees, tucking the tailbone under as we juicy roll up through the spine, getting my hair all over my face here. And let's come all the way back up to standing. Beautiful. Okay, so as we arrive here, just take a moment to kind of really root down through the feet and send the crown of the head up towards the sky. Standing nice and tall. And then let's take a nice big inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Growing tall, lengthen both sides of the body. Beautiful. I'll turn to face you for this. And as you exhale, you're going to bring your right arm down and reach your left arm up and over, just for a little side body stretch here. So as this right hand comes down, you might bring your right hand towards your right hip, or you might just rest it by that right thigh, your choice. Just keep reaching up through the left fingertips and try not to have too much of a bend in the elbow here so that wrist is hanging heavy. We really want to extend that through the fingertips. Take a breath. Take an exhale. As we inhale, let's come all the way back up through center, reach both arms up. And as we exhale, let's come down to the side. So left hand down, sweep up through those right fingertips. Lovely, well done. There's a little push of the hips over towards the right hand side. Take another breath. And take another exhale. Beautiful, okay. Inhale, come all the way up through center. And exhale, just bring the palms down through heart center. Lovely, well done, okay. Find your little bit of wall space. So you're going to get quite close to the wall first of all, and just bring your hands kind of to where your hips are. So just lightly tenting the fingertips down into the wall, and then keeping the fingertips connected to the wall, just start to walk your way back. So eventually you might find that the palms of the hands can push into the wall. Bring your hips to stack over your ankles, and we're kind of in a puppy dog pose here. But this is also a great modification for downward facing dog. So as you arrive here again, hips are over your ankles. There might be a little softness in the knees, and I kind of like to have a little sway of the hips from side to side here. Beautiful. So finding this nice flat back if we can. It's very tempting to kind of really push the chest down towards the ground, which is great for shoulder mobility, but we might be taking that too much into our lower spine. So maybe have a little play, find out what works for you. You can even move through a little bit of a kind of cat and cow movement here. So as you inhale, maybe thinking about dropping the belly down, lifting the chest. And as you exhale, you can pull the ribs in, find a curve. Okay, so spending a couple more moments here, maybe moving through a little bit of cat and cow. Or maybe you're just holding that flat back. Beautiful, okay. Let's have one more inhale. And one more exhale. Beautiful, softening the knees here as you start to walk your feet all the way back towards the wall. And we're gently going to rise all the way back up to standing, okay. Now again, depending how much space you have here, you're going to either bring your arm, so you're going to turn to one side, so turn towards your left, so the right side body is up against the wall here, and you're either going to extend that arm against the wall back behind you. So I'll turn to the side so you can see, and you're keeping that arm in the nice long line. But if you haven't got that amount of space, you can opt for a cactus shape instead. And I find this is really great for that kind of shoulder stretch across the chest as well. I find it's a little bit deeper with a cactus shape. So if you've got the space, have a little play with both ways, even a long arm, or finding that cactus shape. And the rest of the body is still nice and tall here, so that left arm is just resting down by your left hand side. You can find a steady focal point here, gazing ahead, or you might just like to close off the eyes. Beautiful. Let's take one more breath. Okay, so all we're going to do is simply going to take a little step back away from our wall to gently bring the arm back down by our side. Turn to face the wall again and come all the way across to the side. So again, either with this long arm here as you bring the left side body close to the wall, or you can find a cactus shape. Keeping the elbow, keeping the arm in line with the shoulder. Close off the eyes, find a steady focal point. Beautiful. And just enjoying that stretch there. It might also feel like kind of an uncomfortable stretch as well. It's a place that we don't often really lean into. So just take a moment to notice how it feels for you and stay for one more breath. And one more exhale. Okay, beautiful. As we inhale, take a little step away from the wall, allow the arm to gently float down by your side. And once again, come to face your wall here. Now, you're going to find legs distance away from the wall. We're going to aim to stretch out our hamstrings slightly. And there's a couple of ways we can do this. So let's start grounding down through our left foot first of all. Pick up those left toes, spread them down and towards the ground. If you've got another wall next to you for a little bit of support or a chair, absolutely great, because it's going to be working a little bit of our balance as well. So let's bring our right knee in towards our chest, and you can hug the right knee in. You might interlace the fingertips around the back of the thigh. And then we're slowly going to see if we can keep this right knee lifted and start to bring that right foot to the wall here. Okay. And you really want to kick that right heel in. So we're aiming for a long leg here. And you might feel that stretch quite considerably. I think I'm going to take a little step back here. Okay. So it's always great to make sure you've got the right distance as well. So again, finding that right foot to meeting the wall. Finding that stretch there, but not forgetting about this standing leg. You might find that this leg starts to bend, we start to hunch over maybe, push that left foot into the ground, stand up tall. It's the same when we're just standing. We're rooting down through that bottom foot, sending the crown of the head towards the sky. Beautiful. Let's hold for 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath. And exhale. Beautiful. Okay, gently making our way out, bending back into that right knee, bringing it back in towards the chest. And then gently stepping it down and have a little shake off those legs there. Okay. So you might have found that stretch to be quite intense. So do support your body with chairs, props, whatever is going to help you maintain your balance as well here. Let's come on to the other side. So pick up those right toes. Exhale as you spread those toes down towards the mat, and let's pick up that left knee in towards the chest. Finding a steady focal point here again. There might be a little mark on your wall, or you might have a couple of posters like me. And then let's start to bring that left foot to the wall this time. Now you might find one side is a little bit more intense than the other. This is definitely my more intense side. So if you need to bring the foot down a little bit, no worries. But again, make sure you're really standing strong into that standing leg. Trying to get the heel towards the ground if we can, but if you've got the foot quite considerably lower, don't worry about bringing the heel to the wall here. God, I can't get the words out. Okay. So again, root down through that standing leg, crown the head towards the sky. You might find your foot starts to slide down a little bit here. Take a breath. Take an exhale. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Ooh, gently push off that wall. Bring the left knee in towards the chest and step it down next to the right leg. And again, have a lovely little shake off those legs there. Okay, beautiful. And then from here, good news is we're going to come down either onto our beds or onto our mats. So however you want to make your way there. If you're standing like me and you're coming all the way down to the ground, just simply bend to the knees. Use your hands to support you. And come all the way down. And from here we can allow ourselves to have a little bit of a rest. So just take notice, or take note rather, of how you are feeling now. So as you come to lying down, you might again have the knees bent, pointing up to the sky. You might allow them to kind of knock together. You might have the legs long if you've got the space for you. But yeah, just taking a few moments to rest. So quite often in yoga, we really tend to focus on the physical part of our practice. And even though that physical part is a very important part, we sometimes forget to rest and to breathe, to give the other areas of our practice the same amount of attention. So starting to cultivate that little bit of mindful awareness as you notice how you feel in this moment. Notice whatever thoughts and feelings are arising for you right now. And no matter what those feelings are, we're trying not to place any judgment on them. We're not trying to change them at all. All we're doing here is simply noticing. So any thought that perhaps enters your mind now, feel free to acknowledge it for a moment. Maybe you can even appreciate that thought. And then we can gently let it go. And we can repeat that process over and over, acknowledging, appreciating, then letting go. So taking your time as you rest here, and perhaps thanking yourselves for making it to your practice today in your tiny space. There's always that opportunity to do some yoga. So let's take final slow and steady breaths here. Final inhale in through the nose and exhale. Two more of them. Inhale and exhale. Final breath. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Okay. So if you are in your beds and you're feeling nice and cozy, absolutely, you can stay there. No worries. If you are on your mats or you're ready to gradually bring yourselves back up, we're going to choose a side and roll all the way over onto that one side. Be it the left or the right, doesn't matter. Maybe pausing for a moment, making a little pillow with the hands for the head to rest on. And then let's use our hands to help us as we gently push the body all the way up. And let's come to a comfortable seated position. Beautiful. Okay, and there's no rush to get there. Take your time. But as you arrive here, just nestle your sit bones down into the ground. Soften those shoulders. Rest in the palms of the hands, maybe facing down on the knees if you need a little bit of grounding today. Or if you feel like you'd like a little bit more energy, have the palms facing up so we're open to receiving that lovely energy. And as always, keeping the eyes closed as we seal our practice with the final blessing. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you at night. May the rain wash away your worries. May the breeze blow new strength throughout your being. And may you walk through the world knowing its beauty all the days of your life. And with that, we bring the palms together in front of the heart and we bow. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me from your small space. I do hope you enjoyed that little bit of yoga. And of course, I'll be back next Sunday with another free class for you. But don't forget, you can catch me live Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Hope to see you there. Mwah.